Well, we finally did it. We moved from a big and busy city to the beautiful English countryside to go back to our roots, grow some food, and get some peace and quiet. I'd heard about so many people doing this and thought how nice it would be. Only now that it's happened, it's not just nice, it's magical. In this video, you will see how the Chalet Garden looked in the very beginning and how it has transformed in only 2 months. It is our first year renting this property, so we are calling this growing season the experiment. It is our first true garden, and it's also the first time growing 90% of these types of plants. So we will see what works and what doesn't, and tweak it slightly for next year. When moving to the countryside, one thing you need to think about is your garden. When we first arrived to England in the beginning of March, we stayed at an Airbnb for 2 weeks until we could move to the farm. I therefore had to start seeds in trays here to get them started for the growing season coming up. When we arrived at the chalet, we were a little surprised. We loved the house and the view, but the garden was a weedy mess. We found out that the previous tenants hadn't touched the garden and basically let it go wild, which is great for some areas of a garden, but not where you want to grow a veggie and herb patch. My husband and I love to cook, so of course we'd include some edibles into our space, but I also wanted to try my hand, or green thumb rather, on some things I'd always wanted to grow, like sunflowers, cosmos, and nasturtiums. We tried to grow tomatoes on our balcony in Singapore, but due to intense rainfall, scorching sun, and strong winds, we were only able to harvest 3 or 4 tomatoes before they died. So we are going to give them another shot this year in our very own garden. After weeding this area, a shape started forming around this veggie patch, so I used this as the basis for the design. Our landlord supports us on this project and has approved the use of some bricks from a rubble pile as edging. We are trying to make this space as sustainable as possible by using second-hand gardening tools, reusing anything we can find, and making sure the soil is rich, healthy, and organic. After adding some compost onto the area, I was able to start planting some of the seedlings I'd started a few weeks ago, and of course, throw in some vegetable seeds straight from the packets. We have started our very own compost. Ever since we arrived, we started saving our kitchen scraps and bits of cardboard so that when we got this second-hand compost bin, we could throw everything inside and begin. Because it is covered and can drain through the open bottom, we will hopefully be able to start using some of this compost by next year's spring and save tons on buying bags of compost from the nursery. After a few weeks, the veggie patch started making some progress, and it was time for the first harvest. Out came radishes and spinach. Soon after that, we had peas and lots of herbs. I cannot express how amazing it is to see plants that you have planted from seed start to bloom. I almost had tears in my eyes when my little cosmos started flowering. I still have to wait a little longer for my nasturtiums to flower, and then I think I'll be sobbing with joy by the time my sunflowers bloom. Eating food from your garden means eating the freshest and most nutritious produce. And you'll know exactly where this organic plant has been sourced. And honestly, it tastes more delicious this way. Nothing makes you hurry a project like having people come over, so we decided to host a garden party at the end of May to give us that extra push we needed. as I whipped up some macrame plant hangers to give the back wall some color, and my husband continued to weed and care for the lawn. Within a few weeks, we were able to make this space feel lighter, neater, and more colorful. Looking at the footage of the beginning to now has made me really happy. I totally get why gardening is a great hobby. But this is only the beginning of our homestead journey. We have so many exciting plans for the future, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you soon. A huge thanks to my husband for doing all the heavy lifting and weeding the grass every single day. Yes, gardening takes time. It's tough on your body and it can cost a little in the beginning, but it is the most rewarding and magical experience. You are co-creating with the universe and allowing nature to flourish on your doorstep. It honestly reminds me to enjoy my time on earth and surround myself with all the beauty that it brings. We sometimes forget to ground ourselves and become disconnected with earth and our bodies. Getting your hands dirty and your feet covered in mud also reminds us to be more childlike and to let life flow. Which plant has brought you the most joy in your garden? Please comment below so I can give it a try and let you know how it goes. If gardening, nature, and mindfulness inspires you, then please subscribe to see more videos. If crochet and sustainable fashion is up your alley, then head over to my fashion channel for some fun and easy tutorials. Thank you for spending time with me in my garden today. I can't wait to see you here again. I'm sending you sunshine and love. Until next time, bye.